Okay guys, so this is not a beautiful video, but I am doing this really quick after I just got done with CrossFit because I had it on my mind. We had a discussion in Writers and Poets Cafe earlier today, and a lot of people had questions about how to increase the number of followers on their Instagram. And a lot of people are writing great pieces. They're diligently trying to put out nice work, but they're stuck at 100 or 200 or so followers. And it's something that I myself faced. Initially, when I started my poetry page, I was a little bit, not really lazy about it, but I didn't really take it seriously. So I would intermittently send out poems and put out little posts as I kind of felt like I was in the mood to do that. And then eventually I decided to, actually, at one point I actually even took a little bit of a break and I didn't even check my Instagram for like a while, probably for a few weeks. Of course, I lost some followers, and then it kind of occurred to me that this sort of lackadaisical posting and doing the poetry, like if it was going to be kind of a hobby or like a occasional outlet, that was okay. And you know, at that point I might get somewhat of a following. But if I really wanted to pursue my passion and really want to write and get exposure to my work and get published one day, you have to have somewhat of a following in order to get published these days. And social media, Instagram, whatever platform you choose, there's several, and I actually encourage people to cross promote on multiple platforms because only one platform isn't really going to cut it. And if you really want to become legitimately published and not only self-published, and it's important for self-publishing as well, you have to show that you have appeal across all platforms, and or at least more than one. And so I started researching once I decided I wanted to take it seriously, because I'd started posting more often, but I also noticed that I was organically stuck at 300 followers and I couldn't really get any more than that. And I'm like, gosh, what is it going to take? Like some miracle for me to happen to hit the right hashtag at the right time? Or like, I just didn't really know what the secret was, because it seemed like people liked what I was putting out there, but I didn't know how to get more people to see what I was writing and, you know, get more likes and follows and all of that good stuff. So I started researching it and found one good article that I really enjoyed. It's by one of the many apps that are out there, or websites that are out there, that try to get you to pay for their services to help you with your platform, whether that be Instagram or, you know, name it, whatever one that you're using. But it's one of those websites that offer also software services for Instagram and that kind of thing for followers. So you can actually glean a lot for free by reading some of those articles, and they all pretty much say similar things. And you can do your own research. I'm not here to like tell you exactly how to do it, but I encourage you, number one, do some research. How do I increase my followers on Instagram? Start there. If you have more of like a Facebook that you use, you can look at that as your main one to focus on. But for the purpose of this conversation and IGTV, I'm just going to say, or stick with Instagram, and focus on research that helps you grow your number of followers. Okay, now that I've made that point, the next piece you need to do is, and this is the most crucial, and this, people, once they start looking at, oh gosh, how do I get more followers? How do I go from, you know, 100 or 200 followers and get 1,000, you know, and you keep looking at that big number and you start chasing after that. Then you start doing these activities that are not related to your actual art form. So whether that be photography or writing or whatever, you're focusing now on this like chase for followers, which is not what you want to do. And that's really unhealthy, because then it actually just takes away from the whole point to begin with. And it actually can be kind of unhealthy on a couple different levels, because then you just start really tracking how many followers you have and like you're freaking out about, oh my gosh, I lost 10 followers today, or it just becomes this weird mindset to have, and it's not good for the creative flow. So this is the most important thing I want to tell you. Do not get hyper-focused on getting followers. Once you take that step to research and maybe do a few things to help increase your ability to get followers, and you do a few of those activities, then take a step back and then focus on the most crucial thing, which is write good pieces, write good work, do good work, put quality stuff out that people want to look at and see, and do it often. And you have to do it daily. Some people say that you have to post all day long, like 3 times a day at least. And sure, you can post 3 times a day, or you can say whatever magic number that the internet is trying to tell you that you need to have in order to increase your followers. I wouldn't worry about that. I would try to say, at least start with, try to post something once a day that's good quality. And you don't have to write something every day. What I do, and I was telling my the group members for Writers and Poets Cafe on our Facebook group, I was explaining to them, I tend to keep, for my writing, I keep a notebook in my purse, and I also have a app on my phone that actually comes with my phone. It's a Pages app, and that's where I actually write on my phone. I like the different things that I am thinking of. If I'm inspired, if I'm out and about and something comes into my head, I'm like, ooh, that's really good, I'll either put it on my phone or I'll pull out my notebook if I have the opportunity to do that. If it's like a situation where I can write with a pen and paper, I'll do that. And I'll jot it down, and then I'll just save it for later. I don't sit there and then post it on Instagram. I save a little collection of goodies for myself for later, and they might not be completely fleshed out. They might just be ideas, thoughts, one sentence. And then I make sure I give myself at least one section of time per week to then sit down and then take those little thoughts and ideas and make them fully developed or completely create new content altogether. And then I take the content that I've worked on, little bits and pieces throughout the week, and then the stuff I've worked on during the weekend or the time that I've set aside for myself, and I create my posts that I'm going to post for the rest of the week for Instagram. And there's actually apps you can get that will even schedule them for you so that you're not having to be on your phone all the time posting. You could actually use an app that will then, you can say what day, what time you want this to post and exactly what you want the stuff to say on the, what do you call it, the caption, and it'll do it all for you. And then you could be off at work, you could be having time with your family, you can be watching a movie, whatever, and your stuff is getting posted and your feed is becoming fresh and it's, people are able to see it regularly. So here's the thing, people want to see posts that are aesthetically pleasing. They want to read things that are relatable. So if you aren't being authentic to who you are in writing poetry and whatever kind of format that you're writing, if you're not being authentic to who you are in writing true words that mean something to you, and you're just putting a bunch of BS words on paper just so you can put something out there, you're not gonna get likes and follows. You need to write authentic shit so that people can go, oh my God, that really rings true with me, you know, and people want to follow you because you are relatable to them and you are somebody to them, and they want to see more of that because it's like, oh, wow, that person kind of gets it, you know? So be authentic and real, and be creative, and be who you truly are, because you have to have your own spin on it and your own personality, and people want to see who you are. So if you are continually creating good content and you're posting regularly, I would say at least once daily, that's how you start really increasing your followers. So you can do those little tricks and things that people will share on the internet, where you can find, okay, do these 3 steps in order to go to 1,000 followers. You can do that all day long, but if you do not create content that is creative and good and authentic and relatable, and you don't put that out regularly, and if it's not aesthetically pleasing, people are not going to bite. So just, that's my little word of advice, my piece of wisdom for you guys. And, you know, take it or leave it. Thank you for listening to me, even though I'm all sweaty and gross from CrossFit. Also, another thing, make sure you are not just on your phone writing and posting on Instagram all the time. Make sure you get outside, get fresh air, move, exercise. You know, I have found myself multiple times holing up and just writing and being indoors too much and in front of a screen of some sort, and it's not good for the creative juices. So get out there and move, and you will get followers. Just stick with it, and if you really are passionate about it and you really, really love what you're doing, it'll all come together, okay? All right.